Am I just,
Yeah.
here? And then we're here?
Oh, you don't have to look at the... just tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Gwenola K. Corbin. I'm from Rochester, New York, and I think good design saves
Yeah, I
lives.
can tell from the shirt.
What do you mean?
Great. Now, I'm just going to ask you a few questions.
Do I have to answer them all?
Not sure.
What?
Let's get started. What's your favorite part of the design process?
Boom, choosing a font.
Why?
Because it's easy. Just scroll down to the H's and throw on some Helvetica.
Do you use anything else?
Future, if I'm feeling bold, maybe some Bodoni to class it up.
Interesting.
Why?
Well, I mean, we're in an age of typographic abundance. I think you'd want to take the time to find something, informed and relevant to what you're designing. Use type from underrepresented groups and independent foundries.
I've actually just disabled the whole type library except for 5 fonts.
What are the other 2?
Gotham and Comic Sans when I want to make fun of it.
And are you aware that Comic Sans has been found more readable by a dyslexic audience?
That's dumb. It's ugly.
I don't think it's dumb to design with good in mind. You said yourself, good design saves lives.
Yeah, but I meant like making a cool poster.
So not typographic decisions that are relevant to your client or audience.
You keep saying that relevant. What do you mean? It's just letters.
They're not just letters. They have history and ideologies attached. Your precious Helvetica, what do you think that represents?
It's like modernism, the greatest era of design.
Sure, I mean, you see it that way. And we can learn a lot from modernism, but we can also see where it failed and the issues that have persisted because of it.
What issues?
Well, I mean, you see Helvetica everywhere today. Don't you think that, as James Edmondson puts it, homogenizes our visual culture and leads to bland and forgettable identities?
I mean, that's just like in the way that
How about Trace Seals, who found a way to represent his community through type, developing typefaces sourced from Black protests throughout history? Should people just use Helvetica instead? Does that represent them?
That's good, I get,
Or how about Shivanala Perumal, who primarily develops type for his native country, India, highlighting the diversity of language they have there?
Well, I only design in English, so...
But that doesn't mean you couldn't support contemporary designers that are working to uproot and question the canon of design. It may seem insignificant, but it can have a grand and also personal impact for people to see themselves represented in work. Like the other day, I was on a bus sitting next to a man who thought there were only 2 fonts he could write his native language in. When I showed him Nala Perumal's site, his face lit up as he realized there were more than 2 ways for him to represent his words, his language, his self.
Do you have any more questions, or am I just going to answer this one?
We've been able to answer a few more in the process, but sure, we can move on.
Okay.
You wake up and it's the year 2050. How do you spend the day?
Have I been like alive, or is it like a blip and I haven't had any impact on the last 27 years?
The former.
Well, I'd probably be heralded as some sort of savior for building this utopian society we live in.
By work, you mean?
Yeah, graphic design.
What is it that your designs have done to bring about this era of peace? Look good?
Well,
Have you partnered with companies or organizations that work to upend the system of oppression?
I guess I haven't really thought.
Have you helped to remove obstacles for marginalized groups or designed with more people?
I mean, you like just asked.
Have you realized that design is more than just the way
Listen, I don't need this, okay? Helvetica's a good font, and I don't want to feel bad for saving people from bad design.
Yes. Let's talk about what it is you actually do.
You find work that no one's going to read because it's so ugly, and I fix it. I make it beautiful.
Sounds like a noble cause.
Yeah, I've even developed this type aid for patching work out in the wild.
And what is that? Type aid?
It's final stickers of Helvetica that you can paste over top of a poster so people actually look at it. No one wants to read this ugly type.
Why do you say they're ugly? Isn't beauty subjective?
Because it breaks the rules, and we need to follow the rules for safety. That's my job. I keep people safe by enforcing the rules.
Sure, breaking the rules can look ugly, and some people will always think that. People think I'm ugly.
That's different. You're a person.
It's not really. I don't look the way I've been told to look, how society wants me to look. But I can see it in the way you look at me. You certainly aren't repulsed by my image. So isn't that to say that you can find beauty in things that step outside the norm, that break the rules?
Do you think I'm policing too much?
I don't know why you're policing at all.
I guess I just thought I know better because I went to school and I learned how this stuff should look.
Maybe you don't know any better. Maybe none of us do. Visual world is rich with style, each as intricate as the next. And I know the only reason you shut any of it out is because you're scared.
How would you know that about me?
Because I am you.
Alright, this is getting a little too high concept.
And we are running close to the time limit.
Do you have any more questions?
What fictional character would you like to be friends with?
Troy Nabed.
From Community?
Oh yeah, the Doi.